This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, April 25th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Yesterday afternoon at about 2:15 p.m., the Annapolis Police Department responded to the unit block of Benz Drive near the intersection of Bay Ridge Avenue in the outlying sections of the city's Eastport section. They were called there because of a shooting, and they discovered one male victim was shot with a small caliber weapon and was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, the suspect in this shooting did run away. He ran through the complex towards Georgetown East Elementary School, which was briefly locked down, and there was a police presence throughout the afternoon there. Police have not captured a suspect, and they are actively searching for a suspect at this time. Well, we now know the 12 names of the people that would like to have the late Delegate Michael Busch's seat in the House of Delegates. The Anne Arundel County Democratic Central Committee released the names yesterday afternoon at 5 p.m. Jared Littman, who is a former alderman from Ward 5 for the city of Annapolis. Henry Green, who is a former pastor and former candidate for House of Delegates. Brooks Schandelmeyer, who is on the Central Committee and is a comedian with a improv troupe. Chrissy Holt, a former Senate candidate. Sienna Scott, who is a State House legislative assistant for the Anne Arundel County delegation. Michael Miller, who is a energy firm executive. Monica Lindsay, a community activist. Gregory Stewart, who I believe is a former employee of Anne Arundel County Public Schools. He may still be there. Vicki Gibson, who is one of the associate judges in the Clerk of the Orphans Court. Shanika Henson, who is the alderwoman for Ward 6 in Annapolis. Aaron Axe, who is a former candidate for District 30A, and actually he came in third place behind Speaker Busch and Alice Kane in the election just a few months ago, and Sheila Finlayson, who is also an alderwoman from the city of Annapolis. There will be a public meeting tonight. It gets underway at 6 p.m. They will accept public comments from 6 to 7 p.m., and you do need to sign up to make a public comment, and you can sign up between 5:30 and 6:10 on site. Now, the meeting is going to be held at 1326 Main Chapel Way in Gambrills, Maryland, at the Village Commons Community Center. And the Committee of 13 does plan to question each of the candidates for about 20 minutes. Their voting will be public, and they do intend to make a decision later on tonight. Once that decision is made, the name is forwarded to Governor Hogan, who then can either accept or reject that name. If all goes well, we will be up there at the meeting. We will have it live streamed on our Facebook page, so you want to make sure you follow All Annapolis. And hopefully this time tomorrow, we'll know who potentially the new delegate to represent District 30A will be. It's never a good sign when your airplane has to turn around after it takes off. Well, it happened yesterday with Spirit Airlines flight bound for Fort Lauderdale. Just after takeoff of BWI, it turned around because of a, quote, unknown odor on board. When it landed, it was met by emergency personnel, and 7 people were taken to a local hospital purely as a precaution, according to BWI spokesman Jonathan Dean. The Spirit Airlines aircraft was taken out of service and is being inspected prior to be put back in service. We told you last month that Shoppers is planning to shut down all of their stores in the Baltimore, D.C. area, and they are making a big step towards that later on this week. They have announced that they are going to be shuttering all of their Washington and Baltimore area pharmacies within the stores starting this week. They will not all close at once, and the inventory and prescriptions from all 30 pharmacies have been purchased by CVS and Walgreens, but it's not clear exactly which stores bought which prescriptions, so you may have some trouble figuring that one out if you are a customer of Shoppers. Shoppers is among the largest area grocery operators. It has 36 Shopper stores in the Baltimore and D.C. areas. 30 of them have pharmacies. And of course, we have one right there at Old Solomon's Island Road and Old Forest Drive. The Archdiocese of Baltimore has released the names of 23 dead priests and religious brothers who it says were credibly accused of child sex abuse. The Archdiocese has said the list does not represent all the allegations brought to the diocese's attention, but spokesman Sean Kane did say that all allegations have been reported to the authorities. Those with a little bit of a local connection. In 1985, Father Gerald Busch admitted to engaging in inappropriate sexual activities with a minor in 1985. He served at St. Mary's in Annapolis from 74 to 1980 and again in 1985, and Busch died in 2004. In 1993, the diocese learned from Redemptorists that an individual alleged sexual abuse by Father Paul Knapp in 1973. Knapp served as an associate pastor at St. Mary's in Annapolis from 1973 to 1981. He left the priesthood in 1995. And finally, the Pennsylvania grand jury reported multiple accusations against Father Carl Steffen. He passed away in 2015, and in Annapolis, he was assigned to the Manresa Retreat House in 1969. Okay, that is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. We never know what's coming down the pike. You want to check out that first link in our show notes and find out all the different ways that you can connect with us. If you're someplace that you can leave a rating or a review, please do that. We would love to see some more 5-star ratings and reviews. And give us a recommendation to your friends and family. Other than that, you need to hang tight. We have Trevor with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes, because it's Thursday, and we always have him on Thursday. And then, of course, George Young with your local DMV weather forecast, and he's coming up right after this message about Mac Medics up in Severna Park.
Have you ever been to the Annapolis Mall when it opens for the day? Maybe you've noticed the line of folks waiting to get into the Apple Store. As you may know, I'm a Mac user, and today's episode of the Daily News Brief, in fact, all of the episodes of the Daily News Brief have been produced right here on my Mac computer. What you might not know about is Mac Medics. They were founded here in Annapolis in 1989, and they are an Apple-authorized premium service provider, the only one in the Baltimore-Annapolis, D.C. area. And what that means to you is that they repair all Apple devices, including the iPhone screens and batteries, all without an appointment. And most repairs are done the same day, usually within 2 hours. They also sell everything except the iPhone and the watch for the same price as Apple. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. Give them a call at 410-757-MACS, or if you're not into the whole letter thing, 410-757-6227. Stop by their retail store in Severna Park on Benfield Road, or their service center in Lanham, right off of Route 50. Or you can always check them out online at macmedics.com. I'll tell you, they've saved me quite a few times, and I know they can save you.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, April 25th. After another great weather day yesterday for Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County, despite some breezy winds and, let's face it, ridiculous amounts of pollen and a few hundred other things flying through the air, today will be a bit cooler with some more clouds in the mix, but fairly solid on the whole with highs near 70. But rain chances will go up later tonight and again on Friday as showers and maybe even some thunderstorms are expected before skies clear once again for the weekend with temps in the upper 60s to mid 70s with plenty of sunshine both Saturday and Sunday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
This is Sarah Koenig, host of the Serial Podcast. I'm coming to Annapolis, to Maryland Hall, on Friday, May 17th, for an onstage conversation about how we created Serial, how we make stories, well, how we make them good, and why they matter. I hope you'll come. For tickets, go to marylandhall.org.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker's Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Now through the end of September in Brookside Gardens in Wheaton is Wings of Fancy live butterfly and caterpillar exhibit. Interact with hundreds of native and exotic butterflies from North America, Costa Rica, Africa, and Asia. Today at Nuke's Eatery in Annapolis, artist Jen Moselin will be showing you how to create a bottle cap anchor plaque, creating an anchor-themed wall hanging out of bottle caps. Tomorrow through Sunday in D.C. is the 7th annual Awesome Con at the D.C. Convention Center, the Mid-Atlantic's premier pop culture convention, attended by over 80,000 fans of comics, technology, science, TV, and film. There's hundreds of hours of programming, including celebrities and experts, exclusive reveals, cosplay fashion shows, gaming tournaments, as well as their family-friendly Awesome Con Junior Pavilion. Returning this year is the Smithsonian presenting FutureCon, a science pavilion showcasing the intersection of science and science fiction. Also back is Pride Alley, presented by Geek Out and the Washington Blade, shining a spotlight on LGBTQ creators and fans. Saturday at the National Electronics Museum in Linthicum near BWI is Robot Fest, an annual event for anyone interested in the creative use of technology, featuring roboticists, hackers, artists, hobbyists, and makers of all ages. So many cool things to see in the museum, as well as the guest organizations for Robot Fest. On Saturday, Quiet Waters Park is having an Earth Day festival, starting with the annual Run for Nature 5K. The event will also feature live music, food trucks, vendors, and a guided kayak tour. Also Saturday at the Bacon Ridge Nature Area in Crownsville is the 14th annual Walk in the Woods, sponsored by the Scenic River Land Trust and the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks. Explore the beautiful Bacon Ridge area, enjoying a variety of guided hikes, including birdwatching, amphibian searches, and nature hikes scheduled throughout the day. Sunday at Hancock's Resolution Farmhouse in Gibson Island is their Spring Farm Festival, featuring the oldest grove of lilacs open to the public in Anne Arundel County. This festival will feature farm animals typical of a working farm, folk music, crafts, beekeeping demonstrations, and more. Also Sunday in downtown Annapolis, Maryland Avenue is having their Maryland Avenue Earth Day Spring Fest. Enjoy an old-fashioned street festival with green exhibitors, merchants, and vendors offering art, antiques, jewelry, fashion, home decor, crafts, food, and activities for the entire family. Every Tuesday, Whole Foods in Annapolis has a Half Pint Kids Club culinary craft workshop, and this week is Banana Sushi for ages 3 to 5. Also check out their semi-regular Wednesday night food fitness classes and Friday night general cooking classes, like their designer pasta and pasta sauces class tomorrow night. And don't forget that Wednesday is May 1st, May Day. Celebrate with the 63rd annual May Day Basket Competition, sponsored by the Garden Club of Old Annapolis Town. At Local by Design this week, today is their Rustic Signs with Cricut Studio, and Wednesday is another Zen Tangle, an easy-to-learn drawing technique that inspires creativity and develops mindfulness. At Art Farm in Annapolis this week at their new location off of Chickapin Round Road. Tomorrow they're having a wood-burning workshop. Learn the techniques of pyrography, the art of drawing with fire. And on Wednesday, they start their 6-week Intro to Improv class. There's also a few of their spring semester classes left that you can drop in on, so check their website for more information. Tonight at the Clay Bakers in Annapolis is another one of their glass enamel painting, putting April flowers on stemmed or stemless wine glasses, beer steins, pint glasses, and mason jars. At the Benjamin Banneker Museum in Park in Ellicott City this week, on Saturday they're having a moss workshop. On the last Saturday of each month, take a closer look at a moss or two and learn to identify them. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library this week, Today in Deal is their coding club, teaching kids how to program using the simple drag-and-drop programming language called Scratch. And on Saturday at the Eastport Annapolis Neck Library is Taste the Rainbow. Bring the little ones, ages 2 to 6, to play games and learn about healthy eating. Each kid will have an opportunity to taste colorful fruits and vegetables. Also check out the library's Storytime Goes STEM at the Maryland City at Russet Library today, Build and Play with Legos at Linthicum today, and their chess club at Linthicum on Wednesday. This week the Patuxent Lapidary Guild is having their annual gem, jewelry, fossil, and mineral show at the Early Heights Fire Department on Sunday. See what some of the members have created and see what you could learn to do yourself at the Patuxent Lapidary Guild. And at Annapolis Makerspace this week, as usual, Wednesdays are our new woodworking night, and Thursdays are our electronics night. Whether you have experience or you're just starting out, those are both great nights to drop by to learn more and meet some of our members and supporters. And as always, you can catch me tonight and every Thursday night at Annapolis Makerspace on Renard Court for electronics night, and you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
I am excited to let you know about a brand new project that I'm launching Saturday. It's called the Ion Annapolis Legacy Business Spotlight, and the concept is fairly simple. Have you ever been traveling and run into someone with a connection to the area, and they ask you, oh, hey, is such and such a business still around? That's the concept. We've gone out to a lot of the local businesses and organizations that have been staples in the Anne Arundel County area for years and talked with them about it. We learned about their origins and their future. We're going to be releasing these every Saturday for, well, as long as we can. And we kick it off with a discussion with Dr. Maylee McCarthy from the Summit School in Edgewater, April 27th. We have a bunch of businesses and organizations in mind. We have a bunch more in the hopper, as they say, but you can help us out too. Shoot me an email at info@ionannapolis.net with a suggestion of your legacy business. As for what determines a legacy business, well, generally I look to something that has been around for 15 or more years, but that's kind of subjective. I hope you're as excited as I am about this project, and I hope you get as much about learning about these local businesses and organizations as I have. Stay tuned, and we will see you Saturday.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.